Hey, everybody. Did you like my opening there with the cats? I figured it's like almost 2 minutes of just a repeat of Bubbles jumping out of the fence. There would be plenty to it just gets rid of the anti-cat people so that they're not here. I hope you are all enjoying your day. This is you want to see I'm testing out this new software. Well, it's not new software. It's a website. It's called StreamYard. So it lets you do really cool things. Like one of them is, let me click around here. Watch this. Boom. There's the name of the thing, and then it says, woodworking trivia on there. So I've been having fun trying to figure this out. So, consider this is a test live stream, even though I've done live streams before. Last time I did a live stream, I think was the Thanksgiving one I might have done. I don't remember. It's been at least over a year since I've done a live stream, and I like to start doing more of them. It's always kind of difficult for me to figure out what exactly to do with a live stream, because woodworking doesn't always lend itself very well to shooting things live, because when you're working on a project, for the most part, it's a lot of kind of standing around and thinking, wondering what you're going to do next. And so it's not the most engaging content. And so that's why I'm trying to come up with something. So I did come up with the trivia contest. So, you can win cash and prizes. And well, actually by cash and prizes, I mean, there is absolutely no prizes, no cash involved. So, you just play for the sheer excitement of it. And the other thing is don't try not to Google the answers. That's kind of cheating. I already did the Googling for you to figure out all the questions. So I've come up with, let's see here. I'm still working on the software. I've got like 21 different questions. So I don't know if I'm going to get to them all or not. It just depends upon how chatty I get here. And I guess if I just wanted to roll through these questions, it wouldn't take long at all. But you're going to be impressed by the production I've got here too, because I can actually have the question appear down below here on the screen. So that's kind of exciting. It's the little things in life. So I'm waiting for I'll give it a couple more minutes for a few more people to show up. I'll check and see how many people are. Oh, there's 564 here right now. Oh, that's a pretty good number. So I guess I could start pretty soon. You want to see what I finished today real quick? So I finished this. I should put this in vertical format. So I finished this push block. And so I just finished shooting the video. It's a really long video, believe it or not, just as a simple push block. And the video is going to be like almost 15 minutes long. And even though it's a simple project, the reason why is because I wanted to be really comprehensive, so that the idea is that new woodworkers can actually just build a push block really easily. And then I wanted to explain why I think it's important and the exact way to use it. But for those of you who saw my hashtag shorts video about this, that was the handle that I changed. Remember, this was my prototype one, which had the much larger handle, and I just think this one fits better and it feels more secure. But that's enough of the push block for now. That's what I was working on today. So you guys ready to start in on some trivia questions here? Let me look through the chat real quick, and because it's kind of hard for me to keep all of this stuff going all at once. Okay, it doesn't look like anything pressing coming up right now. All right, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to ask a woodworking trivia. Oh, and also I should also mention, those of you who do the super chats, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll try to get to those at the end of the show rather than have to stop during it and acknowledge you. But I really appreciate your help over there. And so I guess what I'll do is I'm going to ask the question, refrain from Googling if you can, and we'll just see who gets the right answer. And some of these are so easy. A lot of you are probably just going to like, boom, get the answers like that. But I threw in a few of them here that you've got to, that might be stumpers. We'll see. And let's see. I feel like I'm talking about it way too much here. Okay, let's go on to click there. Okay. So if you know the answer, just shout it out in the chat. Let's see. What should I start with here? Okay, we'll start with this one because I doubt if it'll take a while. It might take a while for you to get the actual date, okay? Unless you Google it. When was the first wooden, watch that, look at that, there's the question. When was the first wooden baseball bat made? And let's see. Do you still have that Bubbles theme song stuck in your head now after my intro? Let's see. Oh, we've got a couple of people say 1901, 1920. Oh, I guess I should probably find the answer. You don't think I know the answers to these things off the top of my head. Okay, here we go. And oh, there it is. The correct answer is, let me see who's been guessing. Let's see. Somebody guessed 1881, 1884. Broken Prophet, 1865. You guys are getting close, and there's already been some correct answers, I have to say. Okay, I'll give it a little bit longer. Okay. I'm seeing some of the correct answers rolling in. It was the first one I saw who I like how somebody said, wait, oh no, these comments go so fast. It's hard for me to do this. There was a funny one. Somebody had a B. Oh, there it is. 7317 BC. That was really close. It was very close. Well, the correct answer is 1884. And wasn't that exciting to find the answer to this? So I'm going to read. This is from Smithsonian Magazine. Well, you know what I could do? I can screen share this, and this will be. Oh, I didn't want to allow that. Okay. Let's see. Screen share. And share screen. I know this is some riveting content right here. Okay, here we go. Here's the screen. Okay, so you guys should be able to see what's happening here. So this is the Smithsonian in 1884. The most famous name in baseball bats made its debut. Wait, is that the very first bat, or am I reading that wrong? 17-year-old John A. Budd. Hi, Rick took a break from his father's woodworking shop in Louisville, Kentucky to slip away and catch an Eclipse game. I don't think that's the first baseball bat, is it? I don't know. Hey, here comes Wyatt. Here comes Wyatt to save the day. Hold on a second. What do you think what is the very first baseball bat made? This says the most famous name in baseball bats took its debut. I'm going to stop screen sharing this for now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to this. And here we are again. Hey, Wyatt's back here with me.
I am the Wyatt. That is me.
So I think it was, there's somebody else who guessed 30 BC. But really, if you're the very first baseball bat, I mean, it's like a stick, right?
Yeah,
how would
something with the stick at the baseball?
It's like, a baseball. So it very well could have been that 300 BC. You're all winners, and the points don't matter. Well, how does it go?
Everything's made up, and the points don't matter.
Okay, well, that first question was kind of a dud, wasn't it? Because I don't think we had I don't think we had a definitive answer on that. Yeah. Okay, so let me go over here to my questions again. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, ready for this? When was the circular saw invented?
And as a reminder, I come bearing a sign.
No Google. Yeah, no Googling. But you know people are going to Google.
People are, definitely.
But here's the...
Am I even being heard?
Here's the pain. I doubt it because the microphone's over here. It'll probably pick you up. Okay. We could share the microphone now. See. Check the chat and see if anybody's coming up with this help. I'm glad you're out here. Yeah. This will help out a lot.
Let's see. A lot of 1950s, 34, 1780, 1903, 1890, 1600. They can hear me. 1957, okay. 1403. It's all over the... Somebody said in 2 years. 2023. Late 1400s, 1905, 300 BC. Again in 2 years. Another one in 2 years? What?
The first circular saw?
Yeah, it's going to be invented in 2 years. I don't think that's how that works.
All right, did anybody... Here's the actual date. That.
And let me check through chat. Oh!
Did somebody get it?
Michael Ross right here, 1780.
Oh, Michael Ross, way to go. Yeah. So the idea, and I get this from the definitive source of Wikipedia, says that, okay, a common claim is for a little-known sailmaker named Samuel Miller of Southampton, England, who obtained a patent in 1777 for a saw windmill. I don't even know what that means. Like a wind that powers a huge saw, probably, right?
That's what I imagine, but I don't think that would be terribly efficient.
However, the specification for this only mentions the form of the saw incidentally, indicating that it was probably not his invention. Blah, blah, blah. So, Gervinius of Germany. He just has one name, Gervinius.
That's a power move.
Gervinius of Germany is often credited with inventing the circular saw in 1780. So I guess the question is, what? To me, a circular saw, and according to this article, is a powered saw. So what were they powering it with like horses or something?
They were powering
a horse on a treadmill.
They were powering it with hands and energy. Magic.
I don't know. You guys probably can't hear Wyatt at all.
They can hear me.
Can they hear you back there?
They said in chat that they could hear me.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
Foot pedal.
Oh, all right.
In the Netherlands, there's still a lot of windmill saws still operational.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
see,
cool.
I always learn something from my audience. A windmill saw. So that kind of makes sense. It would be probably like a fixed saw, right?
It'd be like a water mill.
Yeah, like the kind of saw that the villain ties up somebody and sends them through, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Like the James Bond saw.
Right. It's got to be. It wasn't the handheld one, because wouldn't that be really inconvenient? The handheld circular saw.
Okay, here, one sec. I just got to go fly this kite so I can cut a board.
That would suck. Oh, here's one. Okay, this one's good, and I don't even have to look this one up because I know the answer to it. Okay, you ready for this one? What's the typical angle of a pocket hole? No Googling. All right. Did anybody get any answers? You got to be in charge of the chat because I get too confused here.
All right. I don't think hi from South Africa is the correct answer.
But hi anyway. I'm glad to have
looks
you.
like a lot of 30s, some 15s, some 45s. Generally one of those three. There's some 20s coming in.
Okay. Those are pretty close.
22.5, 75, 30.
Some of those have been the actual answer.
Hey, somebody's got it right.
Yeah. Okay. So who was the first person to say 15?
The first person to say 15 degrees is Trent Thompson.
Hey, good job, Trent.
First one.
Your cash and prizes are in the mail.
Yeah.
He's so excited now. Probably he's like, "Yay!" You know what? We're gonna send you a pocket hole jig, an imaginary one with the 15-degree angle. I wonder
but it's powered by wind.
I wonder if Craig like has a patent on that 15 degree. Like if other companies like, well, we didn't copy it because ours is 16 degrees.
And it looks like that Trent says, "You trained me well."
Yeah, I don't even know how I knew that 15-degree angle, but I've known that for a long time. It's kind of a weird. It's just one of those useless information things. Okay, so here's one. Okay, so now this is woodworking adjacent. You would call this because this is also it's an entertainment question. Okay, but I'll bet you so many people are just going to jump right on the answer to this one. You either know it or you don't.
Yep.
What character in Breaking Bad wanted to be a woodworker?
Gotta hold up the sign.
You don't have to hold that up every time.
I'm going to hold it up every time. I don't care what you think. Oh, we have an answer come through.
Who's the first to say?
We have two answers come through. We have a bunch of them. Wow.
Everybody's gotten it right, right?
It's basically like one or two options.
You're right.
But people have answered correctly.
You can't tell who was the first?
The first one here in chat is Peter Korf.
Congratulations, Peter. And you are a Breaking Bad fan if you said Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah, and in the final episode of the show, remember he was like imagining going back, and it showed him he was like hand tool woodworking. I think he was making a box or something.
I mean, everything in woodworking is a box.
It's all a box. It's all a box. You want to hear a funny story about my box? So I have a box video. It's like how to make a basic box. And so I posted this. It's a very popular video on my channel, but it draws people into it who think that it's about how to make it with hand tools. And maybe it's because how to make a basic box. It does sort of sound like how to do this with just nothing, but to me, it's like the whole channel is all based on power tool woodworking, and this is the simplest way to make a good box. And so, oh my gosh, you wouldn't. And those comments still come in on that video about people. Oh, sure, that's easy for you to do with all of those fancy tools. Most of us don't have that. Most of us have a rock or something. I don't know. They're people who don't know woodworking, and so I always try to send them to like a hand tool channel. I'm like, well, that is a separate type of woodworking.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Not what I do here. Okay. Anyway. All right. Here's another one. I'll bet you a lot of people will know this. Okay. So,
I don't know this one.
No, but you've probably heard that you can buy nails and they're like 10-penny nails, 8-penny nails. What are nail sizes measured? Why are they measured in pennies? What is a penny? Do you have any idea what that is?
I mean, it's the little coin that nobody ever uses.
You're close.
All right. Looking through here. Why? The answer is why, not what. Oh, looks like a lot of people are coming in with some answer. I'm not sure if it's correct.
This is one of those that requires more than one word explanation, I guess. What are some of them?
Some of them are saying weight, how much per pound, price. If the rock is sharpened, then it is cheating, which is not nail related.
No, that was the previous one.
Number per pound, how much they cost.
Oh yeah,
old system.
They're basically getting it right. Weight, and cost. So
instead of like the gold standard, it's the penny standard.
I guess, yeah. So I was going to share, do these screen shares, but it's too clunky for me to try to figure it out. So yeah, so the term penny nail originated in medieval times. Right. So it goes back to like Dungeons and Dragons, and is believed to describe the number of English pennies required to purchase 100 nails.
Oh,
there you go.
Really underwhelming.
But that thing, it still sticks with us. And I still don't really, I use so few nails. I'm not really sure what those, somebody says a 10-penny nail or 8-penny nail. I'm not really sure. I guess most likely I would use one in like a 5-penny. Anyways, That was the good job, everybody who got that answer correct.
And some of them did.
I feel like I'm just really flying through these questions, aren't I? Okay,
Mhm.
we're gonna get rid of this one. I love that those banners can go off. Look how it do you guys, I probably don't really need my name on there. I'll bet you guys know who I am, especially since up above it says live with Steve. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get rid of no, I don't want to get rid of that one. That one so everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can't get rid of that Steve part.
Oops.
On the bottom. Oh well.
Show display names.
Oh, well, let's see what happens here. Bing, it's
there.
gone.
I fixed it. I
could have changed it to. I should
wizard.
have changed it to Steve and Wyatt.
Yeah.
Right, because Wyatt came down here to rescue me from speaking into.
I rescued you from ineptitude. You are welcome.
All right, let's go back to the next trivia. Are you guys having fun? You enjoying the trivia contest? There's like so much writing on this.
Tell Wyatt his sister wants his sweatshirt back. No, this is mine.
Do you know what that is? That's Teddy Fresh. Anybody ever watch H3H3 podcast? Hyla, or is it Ethan and Hyla? Ethan and Hyla. Ethan and Hyla.
Yeah,
they do it.
That's their brand.
Yeah, they started their own line of merchandise and their own fashion line. Actually, is what that is. That's why that has the TF.
Put the mic in the middle of you guys.
Oh,
somebody's saying that. Yeah, there we go.
Does that work? I mean, is it because I always feel like I need to be closer than that?
I mean, I'm sure it's like an area around it or something.
I don't know how far it is.
Yeah.
All right. This playback is going to be awful.
It really is.
All right. Let's go back to the questions here. Okay, we did that. Did the Breaking Bad. We did the pennies. Okay, here we go. And anybody who's watched my show for a while should know this answer. What is the most common screw length in my shop? They should just go like that. Boom, answer.
All right, coming through. Oh.
What are the first ones?
First one, 30 millimeters. Inch and a quarter, inch and a half, inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter.
We're starting to see a theme here.
Inch and a quarter, 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 inch and a quarter. 4 feet.
Sometimes, depends upon the size of the board.
Inch and a quarter, 3 inch, inch and a quarter, inch and a quarter, inch and a half, 2 inch and a quarter, 1 inch, 30 millimeters, 11 4.
Okay, I get it. I think we got it. So we're gonna go with inch and a quarter is correct. Quarter. And you know why that is? It's because mostly wood that you get from that's cut is 3/4 of an inch thick. Mm-hmm. And so if you have 2 pieces together, that's 1.5 inches, but you don't want 1.5 inch screw that would probably poke out a little bit.
Yeah.
So you use 1.25 inches. And yeah, probably 95% of everything, all the screws I use are 1.25 inch screws. 1.25 inch. And I always recommend that. And I recommend star drive screws or Torx screws too a lot. Once you start using those Torx screws, you'll never go back to using Phillips but this is also one of those things where you're going to get people who there's like Robertson fanboys, people who Robertson screws are the ones with the square heads. Oh my gosh, they get so passionate about it because it's a Canadian thing. And so they'll be like, oh no, you got to use the.
Somebody in chat here just mentioned the Robertson screws.
Did they? Yeah, see,
Yep.
It always comes up.
Exactly.
It's just that they love them up there. They just and we can't really get them. The only place you can get them here is with the pocket screws. Like Craig sells the ones with the square heads, and they're good. I like them a lot, but they're just not that widely available. All right. Well, that was an exciting question there. Let's see. Oh, this is a good, and this one I'm going to have to do the screen share because this is really cool. Okay. How long is the world's longest board cut from one tree? Yeah, no Googling. Just take a guess. How long would you think? Maybe 20 feet?
Yeah, I mean, at least like 3 inches.
Okay.
All right. We got 24 feet, 12 feet, 27 feet, 50 feet, 750 inches. 75 feet, 25, 17 meters, 60, a mile. Sure.
Did anybody guess that or that?
Lawrence Vuis got pretty close.
Okay.
150.
Okay, narrowing it in.
Yeah.
So we're going to say he's like in the leaderboard there. At this point, there's no way anybody would. It's not the kind of question somebody would know off the top of their head.
Yeah.
So we're just.
People are getting pretty close.
Okay.
Not the exact value, but a lot of people have said the close enough value.
So here's okay.
Inch and a quarter.
You're on the last one here.
No, I think I mean, Price is Right rules, right?
Right. Okay. I'm going to share this screen again. And
will it work?
Chrome tab. I will screw. We're going to do.
Let's see, which is that?
No, that's not the one.
The largest board available on the planet.
Nope. That's the
longest board cut from one tree.
There we go. Boom. And share. Okay, you guys got to see this. Okay, check this out. This is the longest board. Look at that. That thing goes from this side of that picture to that side of the picture. I know the guy's looking at this board like, well, that's impressive, but holy crap, look at that one up there. So this board, whoever said 150 feet was pretty close because it's 46.53 meters, which is 152.7 feet. So
inches.
Oh,
152.7 inches.
I don't know why I said 0.7. I'm mixing my measurements. So it's in Poland, but it was so it was part of a competition, strongman competition in Szymbark, Poland.
Probably closer to like
Szymbark. Okay.
I think that's how it goes.
The board was cut by hand over several days, but completed on June 9th. Many people contributed by sawing apart. Even Lech Walesa, I remember him, the former president of Poland.
Imagine how twisted that board would be at Home Depot. Since more medial one.
That is so true. Oh my God. I mean, really, that is a very big board, and it's all planed down too.
What would you even do with it?
You just display it, and then you get on the Guinness World Records site. That's what you do with it. All right, I'm gonna go back to my. All right. Okay, we're gonna stop.
Home Depot would put it on the shelf, sopping wet.
I love those answers. All right, and that was it. So that was a long board cut from a single. Okay. All right, here we go. This is okay. So sticking along that same line of questioning. So that one's just on display. But what is the largest board you could actually buy?
I mean, the Risk board is pretty big. It's like, that's a pretty big board. Oh yeah, and remember,
no Google. No, the largest board you can buy.
All right, we have some answers coming in. 24 feet, 12, 25 feet, 24 feet, 16 inches, 20 feet, 18 feet, 24 feet, 20 meters, 12 by 24, 12 inches width or length, 16 inches, 40 feet, 38 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet, 16, 5, 24 feet, 60 feet.
All right, here's the answer. Anybody close?
Let's see, looking through here. We've got, trying to go back here. Nathan Evans was actually the first one to get it. 40 feet.
40 feet. Way to go, Nathan. So check this out. I'm going to do this screen again. Chrome tab. Okay. The largest board available on the planet. This is Ancient Wood Limited. Okay. So here it is. So it's Kauri, I think is how that's pronounced. I thought it was Kauri, but I talked to somebody in Australia years ago, and I think they said it was Kauri. It's an Australian wood, and look at that, a 40-foot board. And look over here, they've got like a conference table made with that.
That's what you would do with it.
I wish that would be bigger. I wish I could just do one of these deals.
Control, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Largest board. But I don't know if this is really the largest board or if this is just marketing stuff. They're saying that. The largest, well, it says this is the largest single slab available in the world today, containing a total of 1,000 board feet and reaching, I should have had that as a trivia question. How do you measure board feet?
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, but I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah, nobody does.
It's just
a stat.
They're getting away from board feet. I think more and more lumber yards are just starting to do normal measurement. All right, I'm going to stop that one. So there you go. Kari wood, huge, long board. All right, so I'm going to close that tab. There's just a lot going on here. I need a producer for this show if I'm going to do this. Boom. All right. I think we're like at halftime on this thing. We're like flying through this. Oh no, it's 2:30. That is, wow, that was actually, I thought it was like 2:20 or something.
Oh, 2.5. You
guys enjoying the trivia? Let's see. There's a delay, so you don't even see.
Delay, yeah.
It's like I don't know how many seconds delay. Oh, I can get.
All right, we got a yes. Okay. We got two yes. We got a yep. We got a yep. Yes, this is fun. Yep. Yes.
Somebody.
Yes,
The first.
Yep.
Okay. The first person that commented in the chat yesterday said, "Yay!" Right before Royal Rumble, which is pretty cool because that's WWE comes on at like in an hour and a half from now. And I gotta be honest, I haven't watched a WWE in like a year now, ever since they stopped having the audience. It's not the same without the audience. So I'd like to get back into it because I really got totally obsessed with wrestling, and maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Watch the Royal Rumble. All right. So okay, we're gonna get on to. Okay, so now you guys know that I had roller coaster videos on my channel at one point years ago when I didn't know it was going to be a woodworking channel. So, here's a question. I'll just throw this one out. I don't have a banner for it. What's the only roller coaster video on my channel? What is the coaster? Do you know what it is? Because I used to have a whole bunch of them, and then I took them all down except one.
Giant Dipper?
You're right.
Hey.
The Giant Dipper. And that was in Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. And that was long before we knew he was going to be going to Santa Cruz to go to school.
And also the 5th oldest wooden coaster in the world, still remaining. Built in 1924. Be pretty cool in a couple of years to actually head down there for its 100th year.
We'll definitely have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so excuse me. So you know that there's two types of roller coasters. You've got the steel coasters and you got wooden coasters. And a common
there's hybrids as well, but
basically. Okay, so the common misconception that people have when they see a wooden coaster in a theme park is they think, "Ooh, that's got to be a really old coaster," which isn't true at all because they're still making wood coasters. It's just a different type of coaster, and the ride is a lot different and it feels different. And usually they're rougher. It's a rougher ride.
The charm of it.
It is, yeah. But the wood, because the wood moves and expands and it breathes, and so it's a whole different experience. But anyways, I'm going to continue on with my next question, which is, what is the world's longest roller coaster that's made from wood? The longest coaster, and I've ridden on this coaster.
I have not, because that was before me.
I'll bet you somebody will get it. Somebody from the Midwest.
Somebody from the Midwest, probably.
Get it.
We already have we have one answer in. And I will specify the longest currently existing wooden coaster.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the other one was, I think the previous record holder was demolished, or maybe I'm just mistaken. But Wyatt knows his coasters by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
We've ridden every coaster in California.
Almost. Looks like SA, the Beat with the correct answer.
SA was a correct answer. Yeah, the correct answer is the Beast
at Kings Island.
Kings Island Amusement Park in Ohio. It's down there in Cincinnati area. I lived in Ohio for a couple of years, long time ago, and so I rode that coaster. Do you know what also that coaster is known for? It was on the Brady Bunch. they did that must be an old coaster though.
It was like 73 or so.
So it was probably brand new when the Brady Bunch rode it, because they did a show where they rode or they went to Kings Island and then they rode the Beast. It's a fun coaster. If I remember, it has 2 lift hills.
It has 2 lift hills. The second one leads down into this massive helix. It was 79.
Well, then why was it on the Brady Bunch? Maybe it was a different coaster on the Brady Bunch. I know they went to Kings Island.
Yeah.
That must have been a different coaster that they rode then.
Yeah, because this was 79.
Oh, okay. Well, that corrected. And yeah, we were a total love roller coasters.
Oh, yeah.
We were, for a long time, we were members of the American Coaster Enthusiasts, ACE. Goes around riding coasters, and kind of everybody who rides coasters, you collect them, and you get coaster credits every
That's
time
what
you
they call them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what you call it. Every time you write a coaster, you get credit for writing that. And so you keep lists of all the coasters you've written. And even the smallest little kiddie coasters and stuff, you get credit for those, you know.
Sometimes you'll have to like rent out borrow someone's kid so you can get on it, because you have to be like accompanying someone under a certain height.
I know. Get over here, kid. I want to ride this coaster. Forget the credit. All right. So so this one is, so I wrote this question, and then Wyatt told me there's a caveat behind it. Okay. Which isn't really that important, but okay. So what was the first wooden coaster with a loop?
Yes. So originally, the coaster that we're referring to is the first modern wooden coaster to have a loop, whereas the probably correct answer is one of the coasters back in like the mid-20s, I think, with like flip flap railway.
And they didn't know how to make a loop back then, so it was like a circle, and it would just destroy your body trying to go through one of those. It's before they figured out like the helix shape,
the clothoid,
the oval kind of shape. Anybody get that one?
Cyclone, Texas Giant. No. Hey, Chris Jones with Son of Beast.
Son of Beast. Yeah, and you know that was right there at Kings Island with the Beast, which was the longest one. So what they did is they came up with Son of Beast later, and it is it might still be the only coaster that ever had.
It was the only wooden coaster to have an actual vertical loop, and it was also the world's tallest wooden coaster at the time at 216 feet. But unfortunately, it was very unreliable, and apparently wasn't even that great a ride.
Yeah.
So they eventually tore it down.
It's kind of a misnomer because the loop itself wasn't wood. It was steel, because the
rails itself were wood, making it a wooden coaster. But the actual structure behind the loop, the supports, were actually steel. So it's kind of a hybrid, but because the rails are wood, it means it's wooden. That's how that works.
Okay, so there you go. There's your roller coaster trivia, along with.
You're like a walking Google for coasters. I respect it.
He totally is.
Yes.
God. All right, where was my thing here? Okay, so this is a question. I think I forgot to write the answer down to this. Oh, here it is. Okay, so that's the next one. I'm gonna. Okay, so this one is, just take a guess. How many Home Depot stores do you think there are?
Oh, that one. Okay.
Just take a guess. How many would you say? Oh, yeah, you already saw
I looked at the answer. I would say
if you didn't look at the answer, how many would you say?
More than 2.
And
okay.
It's a lot of stores with people who don't know where their products are.
Yeah. Oh, we got what's unlock your phone? We got a pretty close one. That one's pretty close. Right here.
Oh yeah,
that one's probably the closest one.
Okay, and this might be an older figure too. Okay, so who was that?
Jay Gets Censored.
Jay Gets Censored. Not here, you don't.
Yep.
And he guessed 2,300, and that was pretty close. It's 2,285. Number of straight boards, 0.
Yep. They're all wiggly.
Me and Home Depot don't get along very well.
Yeah.
I have my issues with them, but I still buy wood from them. Home Depot is good if you don't have to ask any questions. It's like, don't ask questions, just get in and get out, get what you can if they have it, and then as long as you don't expect any help with anything. There's probably some Home Depot employees listening to this, and I'm sorry, I'm not talking about you.
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right, next question. What kind of wood is used to make toothpicks?
I would probably say like bubinga.
Ouch, no.
Something maybe like a zebra wood. That would be like such a rich person flex, wouldn't it? Zebra wood toothpicks.
That's what I want to get. Yeah.
I want to get rich enough to where I could afford zebra wood toothpicks.
I think this would be better if I did that.
Mood lighting.
No, because that's right behind us. I think this probably looks better.
Yeah, it looks like the answers are pretty definitive.
Oh, did everybody get it?
Looks like it.
What did they say?
Pretty much everybody is saying pine.
Close. It's birch.
Oh, Some people are saying birch, but
Yeah.
definitely everyone's saying pine, which was my guess.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
want to influence anything though.
Basically, that's it. Do you remember that there was a cartoon once? I don't know if it was Looney Tunes or
It was
what.
Looney Tunes. Something
They
like
showed
that.
how to make a toothpick, and they took like the huge tree and it just like lathed it down.
No, it just like put it in like a pencil sharpener and just
a single toothpick.
Single toothpick.
All right. Well, congratulations, everybody who knows knows your teeth picking.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, this one's a visual one. I got these over here. Okay. People should know this. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
What is this tool? Ready? Okay. I have two of them. Oh, sorry. I just poked your hand. That. What are the guesses?
Hammer. Toothwood.
Toothwood.
Okay, we got some answers coming in through here.
Okay.
We've got an awl, a nail setter, a punch, a center punch, awl, micro jig, punch, all of everyone saying all, tweezer, center punch, nail set, door slag.
Okay, a couple of people got the right answer. Who was the first person to say nail set?
Nail set. There's a nail setter, which is Drew Mobley.
Okay, that's close.
Nail
I think
setter.
it's yeah, usually they're just called nail sets. So what this is, that should be my next question. Well, I'll just ask it. What are these used for though? What is a nail set used for?
Setting nails.
Basically, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what it is when you've driven a nail and it's just flush against the top of a board, there's different sizes on these depending on the head of the nail, and then you'll take this and you go pop and pop it in there so it drives it down below the surface of the wood, and then you can cover that up with putty or spackle or whatever,
or Jello.
But a lot of people who guessed, grab that all over there. That's it. Yeah. A lot of people guessed awl, and it looks like that, but an awl usually has a bigger handle on it like that, but it's pokier. It's got just like a one sharp poke.
Yeah, this one's kind of like like our show here, dull. Boom. Roasted.
Oh, all right.
It's not dull.
All right. Okay, you guys should know the answer to this. What are the actual dimensions of a 2x4? That should come up right away. Somebody was going to get that answer.
I actually pronounced Drew Mobley's name correctly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's see. We got some answer. Oh, we got pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to go ahead and say?
They got it.
I think so.
What is it? Who's the first person to say it?
I don't know what the actual one is.
Oh, you don't know the actual person or the actual?
The actual dimensions. No.
Oh, let me see. What was the first one?
First one came in right here.
That's it.
Yep. Yeah. 1.5 by 3.5.
Yeah, 1.5 by 3.5.
That is Drew Mobley again.
Yeah.
And Quentin Lasky and Raymond 4.
Yeah, so it's one of the congratulations on that. And it's one of those things that a lot of people who don't understand woodworking or construction, they're always confused by that. They're like, why am I paying this much for a 2x4 when it's not 2x4? Well, I think what happens is that wood is measured when it's milled and cut, and it shrinks down once it dries. And I think it's that. I'm pretty sure that's the way that works.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but you'd think they would just call it or they would cut it bigger so it shrank down to the actual 2x4, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
But I don't know exactly how that works. And it's the same with like 3/4 inch boards that you buy, and you always call that like a 1 by something. It's not 1 inch, it's 3/4. Or metric would be 18 millimeters. There we go. I feel like we're slowing down here. We're kind of grinding to. Only a few more left. Okay. All right. Here's one here. Okay, this is a personal one for me. What is my favorite method for buffing out a finish? Make a finish nice and smooth. I love using this method, and I use it all the time. No. No.
Oh.
I'm doing it by hand. What would I use?
Probably your hand.
It's part of it. Let's see what some of the answers are.
Paper bag, brown paper, newspaper,
yeah.
underwear and toothpaste.
Sometimes.
Steel wool, paper craft, a cat. horror movie. Get me to do it. I'm construction paper, butcher paper.
Yeah, they got it right. It's craft paper, or a paper bag. You know,
1.25 inches.
Always guess 1.25 inches.
I mean, it might as well at this point, right?
1.25 inches and birch. Yeah, that's what I use. I use craft paper and just wad it up. And I'm telling you, do this when you apply finish. Is that after you've applied however many coats you're going to do, buff it out with that, and it'll feel so nice, and it just gets rid of all of those little pin. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you had something.
Oh, someone just said switch to D&D trivia now.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm down. Nobody will know. Nobody will have any idea what I'm talking about, but maybe.
Give him one D&D trivia question. You think of one, I'll come back. We'll come back to you. Okay. Oh, here's a good question. How do sandpaper grits get their numbers? You know, you got 60 grit, 80 grit, 120, whatever. So a lot of people think it's one thing, but it's not. There's a myth involved in this. Let me see what some of the answers are. I guess I could go comments here.
Okay, actually, I came up with a D&D related question.
Okay, so people are asking bumps per inch, their grittiness,
BPI.
grits per inch. For 240 grit, use Cobra. 320 grit, use Bubbles.
Hey, you will not use the sport model and the luxury model like that.
Okay, so here's what I've learned about this, and I used to think the same thing too. True, it was true also was particles per square inch, like the number of grains per inch or something, and that's not right. So actually, what it's determined by is. Okay, there's a fun fact here, so I'm going to share the screen again so you guys can see this. Boom, share screen, Chrome. Okay, sandpaper grit. Fun fact, it's often thought that the number of grit refers to the number of grit particles per square inch. Not so. It's the number scale refers to the number of holes per inch in the screens that are used when sieving the abrasive grains during the manufacture process. Okay, so that makes sense. So you've got sandpaper grit, and then you're just like shifting it through a screen. And so if you have a whole bunch of little holes, then only the little stuff's going to fall through.
Oh, that makes
and
sense.
If you have bigger ones, then the bigger stuff. So I guess you would have you got a whole pile of sand or rock bits and stuff, all different sizes. Mm-hmm. So you have different screens to screen it through. And so that's how you determine that. Totally useless information, but that's what a trivia is, right? It's useless stuff.
And honestly, it doesn't look like anybody got the correct answer for this one. Oh. A lot of people are saying per square inch and the size of the particles, but
so that's what I totally thought that myself. Yeah, we all learned something. I just learned that yesterday when I was coming up with these questions.
Yep.
All right, just 3 more questions left. This is an easy one. What's usually considered the weakest type of joint?
Your knees in the morning.
That we'll probably get a lot of weed answers too.
Yeah, that's not fun. I was gonna go there, but no, that's not original. Everyone's butt.
Yeah.
I want to point this out. Everybody in chat here is saying butt, and then this one right here also says butt, but it says the message is being held for review. Just one.
Who's holding it? Nobody's holding it.
No,
but
I am sorry, MKRM27.
Sorry.
And Bob Costello.
Is there more being held?
There's more, but a lot of them aren't. So it's
well, you can hit show on those.
I mean, yeah.
Why is it doing that? Is that YouTube throttling the word butt?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a butt joint. Everybody knows that. So if you're and you see this actually a lot in DIY projects. I used to see this on for a while. I thought it would be fun to do one of these woodworker reacts to stupid things you see on TV shows, woodworking things people do. And one of them was like these DIY home and garden HGTV kind of shows where these people, oh my God, they do some of the worst stuff. They're trying to build things, and Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to react to it, but then I just sounded like it was coming from a place of not really being nice, so I didn't want to do that. But you'll see that all the time, and they'll take two boards and they just butt them up against each other. And if you're just trying to glue them, the glue basically won't stick at all on that end grain. You can put screws in there, but again, that's super, super weak. But I just use dados mostly. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's try this one. I'll bet you people know what this one is here. What is Shusugiban? It's also called Yakisugi.
Yakisugi? Yakisugi. I honestly don't know what this one is.
Yeah, so you'll learn something today.
Yeah.
What are some of the guesses?
Some of the guesses. Oh, a lot of people are coming in here. No, you cannot eat it. I mean, you probably could, but it would just taste bad. A lot of wood burning.
Yeah.
Burning wood finish. Burning wood as a finish. Flush blade. Food. It's not a dish. But yeah, charred wood finish looks like the general answer.
Right, exactly. So this is and I've done this before for smaller projects. It's probably not technically Shusugiban if you just do it on a small project. I don't know, but it's mainly for houses. And in Japan, what they would do is, and I guess they still do, because Shusugiban it uses
Shosugiban.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So the actual meaning of the word is like burnt cypress, because I think cypress is the type of wood that they would use on the sidings of houses. So it was actually a fire repellent and an insect repellent on houses. Is you char the finish of it with fire and you
burn it before it can actually burn.
Right. So yeah, you fight fire with fire, I guess.
Literally.
You know? But it's really cool. And if you see examples of that, there's some just gorgeous examples of it. I did it once for a Halloween project, and I just burned something, and it just looked like a burned thing. And I think mostly when you see guys doing that, you know, like on YouTube, they probably shouldn't call it Shusugiban. They should probably call it burning wood.
Yeah, because
it's different in that way. The ones that you see where it's the actual face of a house is brilliant. They're so beautiful. Okay. Oh man, we got through all these questions.
You missed one up there though.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Boom. What does MDF stand for?
Mobile desk fountain. You know, it's like a little dish that has a little fountain. It has wheels on it and just kind of rolls around.
Who doesn't want one of those?
I want one of those. That sounds awesome.
What are some of the guesses?
They're
probably all the same.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Then you guys.
Somebody just said terrible.
It is. Don't breathe that stuff.
Dust in the making.
Medium density fiberboard. Yeah, so this is a manufactured product, but there's some advantages to using MDF because it's great for painting, for one thing, if you're going to do painted projects. But it's like the core of like when you buy that knockdown furniture, you know, you have to assemble with the Allen wrenches, and then there's like a veneer over the top of that's usually made out of MDF, and so it's pretty cheap, but it'll sag in the middle, and it's okay to work with, but man, that dust, it just flies everywhere, and you got to really make sure you've got a respirator on if you're going to work with that stuff. But it's great for painting. If you're not going to paint it, it just looks ugly.
Yeah. Oh, and somebody reminded me here to get the D&D trivia question.
Oh, it's all yours.
All right.
D&D trivia.
So, I play D&D a lot. If you guys haven't heard, you probably haven't, honestly. So here's a question for you. I don't have a fancy little
I could make one.
It's fine.
Okay.
But how many different editions of the D&D tabletop RPG have there been?
Okay.
As a hint, we are currently on 5th edition.
So there's 5.
I didn't say that.
Does anybody get the answer to that?
Some people are getting the correct answer.
Oh, okay.
The correct answer, as we are on 5th edition, is 8.
Oh,
yeah.
It was a trick question.
Well, not really, because there was the original chainmail, which is like I'm not counting that. But then there was the original D&D, which was like the kind of a mod for that chainmail kind of war game. Then there was advanced D&D. Then there was D&D basic, like basic D&D, which was weird. Then there was a D&D second edition. There was D&D third edition, 3.5 a few years later because that was an update. Fourth edition, and then fifth edition currently. Everybody's clicking off now, but yeah, that's how it worked. There's 8 of them.
Okay, here's one for anybody who
careful, Steve's falling asleep.
Anybody who used to watch Woodwright Shop. Do you remember that show on PBS? When did Roy Underhill? When did that show start?
You and Wyatt should play Call of Cthulhu. I am actually going to play Call of Cthulhu with my friends online. Yay.
Any guesses?
We shouldn't count 4th edition. Agreed. We got a lot of 80s.
Yeah.
1900. I don't think that's correct. 1.25 inches. 85 to like 70 to 85 seem to be the standard answers.
Anybody say 79?
79. We have a 79 here.
Okay, whoever said 70.
Justin Lightfoot.
Hey, Justin Lightfoot, congratulations. Yeah, 1979, he started that show. I used to watch it when I was a kid. And it always fascinated me because if you haven't seen the Woodwright Shop, it's probably on someplace where you can see those old episodes. And it was on for years. I think just until a few years ago, he stopped doing it. He retired or whatever. But he's this guy from like North Carolina or something. And it was all hand tool stuff, but he would make his own hand tools to make things with, and he was always like huffing and puffing because he was always out of breath. He was like, okay, this is a pound it. And he would cut himself. But it was a fun show. It was really good. And I would watch it knowing I want to use power tools. I don't want to do that.
This is great, but I don't want to have to deal with that.
Well, it's a lot of work. Okay, let's move on here. What is a kerf? People should know this one too. What are you doing?
Looking at, I've never heard that term before.
Oh, a kerf. Okay,
yeah. All right, we have one answer. We got a couple answers. Looks like everybody is saying the correct answer.
Yeah, we get a whole bunch in at once, then they're probably right. Yeah, there you go. Width of a blade. So yeah, I think basically you're right by saying the width of a blade, but I think the actual kerf is, well, maybe that is right. Yeah, it's probably right. But I always think of the kerf as the thickness, the slot that it makes as it cuts through the wood is the kerf. Like if you're cutting a board, you need to account for that thickness of the blade as waste, so your measurements are correct. So
it also refers to the cut end of a felled tree.
Oh, interesting. That's great trivia. Somebody added their own.
No, I just looked that one up.
Oh, you did. I thought that was somebody in the chat.
Googled.
All right. And with that, hey, we did it. And we made it just under an hour. We got through every trivia question.
Plus one.
I have plus the D&D trivia.
Which somebody requested. I don't remember who. But
so that was really cool. Well, hey.
People are saying no. Oh, man.
What?
I Googled it.
You did, right?
Oh my God, I fell victim to my own sign.
You're going to get called out.
I already did get called out.
You got owned on that.
Oh, man.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Sorry, I cheated on the internet. I cheated on the quiz with the Google. Oh, my God.
Well, here we are again. I'm probably making a lot of noise with that microphone. Did you guys enjoy yourselves? I think that was a lot of fun. I'm going to have to do this again. I don't know if I can come up with that many trivia questions again. I'll have to dig deeper. If I do it again, what I'll do is I'll try to come up with really tougher ones. But there's how much trivia is there with wood, and woodworking?
Like how many types of wood are there?
Well, and that's the thing is when I started going through this, it would have been really easy to just do a bunch of wood species type of questions. Like, what is this type of species? And what was the type of wood was used in this and that? I don't know, that gets a little old. So I tried to keep a little bit of variety in there, but I'm going to have to come up with a different angle or just a different idea for a live stream sometime. And if you guys have an idea for anything.
Maybe you could do like your next quiz, just all about kind of questions about videos that you've made.
I could do that.
Sounds interesting. I don't know.
For anybody that's watched those.
Yeah.
You'll have to watch all of the hashtag shorts.
Yeah.
I made a video on my other channel, on my podcast channel, all about the shorts. If you're interested in learning about how to do those shorts, a little controversial right now. I think people are going to get used to them.
Oh
though.
no, it's so difficult.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. People are like, why don't you just turn your phone? I don't know.
That's not how
I'm just trying it. I'm just trying things and see what happens.
Experimenting.
Just watching my subscribers go, duh. Anyways, hey, this was a ton of fun. Thank you guys for. Oh wait, let me see how the super chats. Who were before we do that?
There are a couple.
Okay.
We got one from Joel Copeland.
Joel Copeland, thank you.
You will be my first super chat ever. I do enjoy your videos. Your SketchUp video is my go-to. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so many people were requesting that SketchUp video for a long time before I finally got around and made the thing, and hopefully I guess a lot of people have found it helpful.
Yeah, and we have one here from David K. Thanks for all the great woodworking info.
Thanks, David. I really appreciate that.
We had a couple earlier, but they're not showing up here.
Oh, they don't show up at the top anymore?
They still do. They just have a timer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all who did that.
Yeah.
Can you click on them or anything?
I did, yeah.
Oh, those were the two that I read. Gotcha. All right. Okay, that's it. And if those of you who are going to watch the Royal Rumble tonight, enjoy yourselves. That's here in just about an hour, I guess, right? Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll see you. Oh, don't forget, I've got video coming out in just a couple of days for that push block.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of these things. I don't remember which one.
Push block. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.